What if I told you that the divine feminine energy leads? Would you believe me? We have been conditioned to believe that the man leads, the masculine leads, the man chooses. What if I told you all of that is wrong? And actually, the egg chooses the sperm, which means the divine feminine leads. Welcome to Yarrow K Way of healing, expanding, spiritually transforming, and mastering energetics. I am Yarrow K, spiritual mentor. I got distracted by loving on my cat Aslan. Spiritual mentor, leadership mentor, clinically trained therapist, nervous system genius, and all around energetic sorceress, which means I am a master of energetics. And energy creates your life. I guide visionary leaders to feel safe to embody their unique energetic vibration and to be seen and express in the world as who they are meant to be, to feel safe to just be all of you and be seen and receive, which is the greatest gift in the world. This is my cat Aslan. If you are watching the YouTube video, you can see him. If you are listening to the podcast, just know he's here in presence. He loves to be a part of this. So, welcome, Divine Feminine Energy Leads. This is a huge, huge misnomer that we have. We have been taught that the masculine chooses. In fact, I recently did a masterclass I attended a masterclass by someone who is a love coach in the coaching industry. And I did so because my client asked me to, even though I had resistance to it. And it was called Chosen. And through the whole masterclass, she goes through this whole thing of like, you're a queen on your throne and you want the man who chooses you. Queen, you choose. And then the man shows up and you energetically guide him to do so. You choose. Now, why this is so tricky is that women, when we choose in the modern day, we come in with like a fucking spear and we think we're going to spear the man and drag him back to our lair. And it does not work. Or we think we're going to control him or nag him or get him to do a thing. That's not divine energy, divine feminine energy leading. That is wounded energy leading. That is a woman trying to show up and control a man into being something she thinks he quote unquote should be. That is not energetics. That is aggressive. That is trying to make it happen. That is proving, fixing, nagging, controlling, criticizing, berating. And nobody wants that energy. That doesn't feel good. So let's break this down a bit. When I'm talking about the egg chooses the sperm, you can literally Google search this. You can pause me right now, you can Google search it. Does the egg choose the sperm? The egg chooses the sperm. And then the egg sends out energetic frequencies that guide the sperm that she has chosen to her. Do you hear that? The egg chooses the sperm. Makes me teary. I get so excited. The egg chooses the sperm, and then she sends out energetic frequencies that guide the sperm to her. She's not fucking chasing the sperm. She's not going in and trying to get him to do something. She's not having the conversation that he needs to show up in a certain way. That energy is so gross. Now, I want you to hear me. This doesn't mean you can't have hard conversations with your man. It doesn't mean you can't have hard conversations in dating. But what energy is behind that? Is it you nagging? Is it criticizing? Is it controlling? Is it trying to get him to do a thing? Is it you telling some bullshit stories about shoulds? Well, we've been dating for 3 months, so he should. Well, we've been dating for 2 weeks, so he should. He should be texting me more often. He's not texting me more often. I saw a thread last night and it said, masculine men are terrible texters. And someone who I know and love had commented underneath and she was like, I just started seeing a man and he's a terrible texter, but we have so much fun in person. And so I've just accepted that I'm going to get a lot of thumbs up. And I was laughing because the man who I last dated did the same thing. Not great texters, but so much fun in person. And so here women are like, oh, he doesn't communicate well between, and I know I sound like a dick when I'm emulating women or doing an impersonation of women in this moment, but that's what we sound like when we're like that. And then we go into all these shoulds, right? And then we have all this technology that gives us way too much access to each other at all times of the day. Oh my God, he's online and he hasn't texted me back. Bitch, being online is way less emotionally activating than engaging with a person who you're intimate with. Like, on what planet do we not understand this? Being online is way less emotionally activating than engaging with a person who we're in a dating relationship with, in an intimate and romantic relationship with. Like, nothing triggers us like romantic relationships. Nothing. So, this is just dating. But in general, the divine feminine energy leads. So you have a dream, you have a goal, you have a vision for something. You have to anchor into that vision energetically as though it has already happened. And then you take the action steps to that. Or you energetically guide that thing to you. And usually it's both. When we are disembodied from our divine feminine power of the divine feminine leading, we are scrambling, trying, proving, grasping, gripping, and like going into all these like slippery thought patterns that are disconnecting us from anchoring into the fullness of our womb and that magical void of the divine feminine leading. I really want you to sit with that, especially if you're a woman watching this, like really, or listening to this, like just sit with this. And the Yar Okay way is about you embodying your divine feminine power. That's a piece of it. That's a large piece of it, especially if you're working with me and you're a woman. Embodying your divine feminine power. If you're a man, it's embodying your power in general. Like when we're disembodied from our power, we are giving in to our defenses, our protectors, our wounded ways of relating to the world, the wounded perceptions through which we see the world. When we're anchored into the power of who we are and what we know to be true through our intuition and not through our woundedness. And here's the thing, we can convince ourselves of all kinds of things around intuition. We can tell ourselves all kinds of stories about it. Like, oh, I'm intuiting this thing. Are you, or are you making an assumption based upon your safety mechanisms and your trauma responses? Because those are different things. And I see that with my clients all the time. And it used to be with myself. Now I have a clear channel. A clear channel. I have been on a journey of spiritual transformation actively since I was 19 years old. I'm going to be 47 in 2 weeks. Actively on this journey, never stepped off of it, never went into some la la land of like, oh, I'm not spiritual, like really actively. And the reason that mentorship, spiritual mentors need to go through that level of embodiment is because until you've gone through that level of embodiment, you're going to have your own shit getting in the way. Now, does that mean my own shit never gets in the way? Absolutely not. But it means that I have the wisdom and the embodied wisdom to stop myself and get curious when it does. My unconscious is not running the show. My unconscious is very conscious to me. And in moments when it comes up, I can pull it back and I can get honest, like really honest. And the cleaner your energetic vessel, the more honest you're able to be, the more you're able to guide other people. And especially when we're working with energetics, right? Like energetics isn't just this woo woo fairy bullshit of like, oh, let's manifest. It's like real anchor, like everything on this planet, in the world, in the universe is energy. It all happens through what is your energetic vibration? What are you emitting into the world? And so often when it comes to women, we're over apologizing, we're grasping, we're proving, we're trying to make it happen, we're resentful, we're bitter, we're judgmental, we're like shooting all over ourselves and shaming ourselves. And you go back to one of my videos from 2 weeks ago, it's like no one is shamed more than a woman who loves a man who can't show up. And the reason that is because once upon a time we needed men for survival, right? And so because we needed men for survival, we sought permission from them. And then we came up with this fucked, warped story that the masculine leads. The masculine leads in the material world. The feminine leads energetically, and energetically is what comes first. So if you're looking at it through the lens of manifestation, the divine feminine is the void. The divine feminine is the 5D. The divine feminine is that Sophia code wisdom that feels it before it happens in the 3D. And so anchoring into that divine feminine leading is anchoring into the vision and the truth of what you know to be true. And then through your divine masculine, because we all have both inside of us, creating that union inside through that divine masculine, you're going to take the action steps that are going to create the thing. Sometimes the action step is going to be surrender, anchor into the vision, and draw the thing to you, just like the egg does with the sperm. Say it again. The egg chooses the sperm and then emits energetic frequencies that draw the sperm to her. Like, you know how fucking cool that is? And that is what it is to be a woman. But we haven't been taught that. And instead, we've been taught to berate ourselves, judge ourselves, criticize ourselves, be mean to ourselves, make ourselves small, contract ourselves, people please. Like, or the other side where we've become rageful and resentful and hateful and like fuck the patriarchy and all of these things that are literally not going to create inner union, because we all have divine feminine and divine masculine, and it's not about women being in charge or men being in charge. It's about creating union. And until we can create union within, we can't create union without or outside, right? And so when we're creating that union within, we're letting the divine feminine unconditional love, being the embodiment of unconditional love, lead. Now, this could be romantically, this could be in your vision for your dream or of your career or your business or where you want to live or how you want to be in the world. It all starts with the vision inside. It all starts with that vision and anchoring into that truth, and then trusting that that anchored truth can be the leading frequency. So if we're relating this to dating, and if you've met a man who you're in love with, because the divine feminine energy leads, and if you're expecting him to be the one who's leading, you're actually creating a disconnection and a repellent energy. If you know that you lead energetically, then you have this full certainty and this full knowing of, I feel connected to this man. My heart feels very open and expansive towards him. He may not be there yet because the divine feminine leads. Hear me? Divine feminine leads. And so I'm going to hold what I know to be true, and I'm going to trust his process as I emit the signals to draw him to me. Instead, what we're doing is we're like, well, he didn't text me fast enough. He didn't say enough in the text. He didn't plan the date enough. And sometimes, because men have not been trained in this either, we, as the ones who are doing this deeper internal work, are going to have to say, I really love it when I hear from you. I really love it when you plan our dates. Instead of, oh, you never do a thing. Yeah, I make that voice on purpose because that's what we sound like. Like, you never do a thing. That's what it sounds like. Instead of, hey, babe, I really love it when you plan our dates. And then you have to lean back and see if he can meet you there. And yeah, this stuff is nuanced. And so when I'm mentoring my clients, it will depend on, is it an authentic connection? What are you learning through this connection? Or is it just based off of attachment and you're holding on to something that you need to let go of? Like, there are so many different nuances around this. And this is what we do in my work together. And the portal February is all things romance. So we'll be diving deep into this and how this applies to other areas of your life, because it's not just romance, it's literally everything. Because when you are in love with your vision for your life, you will feel very vulnerable and you will have to apply the same energetics to your vision. It will be this divine feminine energy leading, anchoring into that vision, looking at all the ways that you don't believe in it, looking at all the ways you're trying to control it, looking at all the ways you're shrinking or getting small or over apologizing or seeking permission, and continually coming back to the divine feminine power within you, holding that vision, taking the action you need to take. And then it's anchoring into the faith that you're drawing the metaphorical sperm towards you. Makes me laugh. I say metaphorical sperm because in this instance, it's not necessarily sperm. It might be clients, it might be listeners, it might be viewers, you don't know what it is, but it's the metaphorical sperm. We're going to go with the metaphorical sperm. And in that case, you're choosing more than one sperm. You're choosing an aligned audience for you and your vision. Just sit with that. And then I want you to really sit with how many times a day you're trying to control, fix, change, apologizing, shrinking, people pleasing, getting small, and not trusting in the vastness of anchoring into your divine feminine power and the divine feminine energy leading. How often are you expecting the sperm to lead rather than being the egg who chooses? The egg chooses the sperm. So if anyone in any coaching world is telling you that the man chooses, tell them to fuck right off, because the egg chooses the sperm. Women are meant to choose because we know what is of the highest good for all involved. Now, yes, I know this is very gendered right now. Really, it's just the divine feminine energy leads. Divine feminine, divine masculine energy are not gendered. We all have them inside of us. It's creating that inner union, and it's letting, if we were to break it down to what divine feminine energy is, it's letting the unknown hold the magic so that in the known, which is the 3D, we can take that action or we can pull that action in. Do you see what I'm saying? It's staying anchored to the unknown and trusting and having faith in that unknown, unseen piece, and then trusting the action that you're taking or the way that you're guiding and allowing the puzzle pieces to rearrange to draw into you. There is nothing more important that you will learn in your life, because so many people are repelling things that they desire because they're trying to control it, and they're coming from these very wounded ways of relating rather than anchoring into the divinity of who you are, what your vision is, what you desire to experience, what you're learning, what lessons you're learning, excuse me, what is alchemizing through you, what's transforming through you, and then how you, in your unique energetic vibration, are meant to show up in this world. And until you anchor into the divinity within you and that vastness of the magic of the unknown, and then from that space, you either take action or you pull things towards you, until you can do that, you're going to be running around in circles. And listen, this isn't about being perfect, because we're all learning how to do this. We're all disembodied from this. There's not a single person on the planet who's not. So if you think you're special and you're like, oh, I got it, I promise you, you don't. And it's not about fixing. It's not about fixing. Nothing in my world is ever about fixing. I don't think there's anything broken about you. I think you are perfect as you are. It's about continually evolving and continually refining and getting deeper and deeper clarity around who you are and how you're showing up in this world. And that's such a gift, because if we just get into this stagnation, then we don't allow ourselves to continually expand into who we're meant to be. Like, we are meant to be continually evolving. And sometimes in the journey of that, you'll have a season where it's a little quieter, where you're a little softer, where you're a little more pulled back. And then we'll have seasons where we're really coming forward and we're amplifying and we're coming out into the world. That's all, it's all part of the evolution. It's the upward spiral, it's the downward spiral, it's the death portal, it's going into the darkest, darkest depths of your soul, excavating, alchemizing, shifting, transforming, and then spiraling back up. And that is the cyclical nature of life. But we want to be cycling like this, not staying stagnant and going like this, right? We want it to continually be cycling up. So it's never about fixing. It's always about, you're perfect and beautiful as you are. And where are we refining, getting clearer, and amplifying who we are meant to be in this world? And one of the biggest pieces in that is divine feminine energy leads. Are you leading with your divine feminine energy, or are you controlling, fixing, nagging, criticizing, anxious, grasping? What is the truth of your energetic vibration? And how can you continually lean into feeling safe to anchor into your truth and your divine feminine power and master yourself, so that you feel certain in your vision and how you're showing up and what you know to be true, and how to communicate that kindly, directly, and with clarity? Egg chooses the sperm. Are you embodying that? And where are there places and growth edges for you to continually anchor into that? And if this is feeling interesting to you and you would like to join me to dive deeper into it, I have one spot left in the ROK Way Mystery School. The Mystery School is a place, a 6-month container for you to embody your divine divine feminine power. Master yourself and master energetics. It's 6 months. We have a theme every month. We have goddesses, archetypes, initiations we're going to dive into. We have 3 calls a month. We have a Telegram channel that we will be anchored into 3 days a week. Truly, we are going deep in this program. Deep, not wide. You also get the portal along with it for that 6 months, which is my 6 or 12-month group mentorship program. The portal is such a potent place to land on its own. It's included in the mystery school. Again, 1 spot left there. I know it is for the perfect woman who is going to be that missing puzzle piece in the mystery school. The portal, my 6 or 12-month group mentorship program, you have 3 live calls a month. You have a Telegram channel, which is daily riffs from me, a drop the questions channel. It's less individual support as the mystery school, however, still such a potent container. It's 333 per month. On March 1st, it goes up to 555 per month. You can join us for 6 or 12 months. The theme for February is all things romance, which is so perfect for this. And we will do a deep dive training around embodying the divine feminine energy leads and the energetics in dating and relationships and the ways that we're relating to and flirting with the world. So if either of these call to you, send me a message on Instagram, send me an email, send me a carrier pigeon, send energetic sounds to Aslan and he will tell me. I'm just kidding. Let me know if you have questions. We start the mystery school on Monday. It's $11.11 per month. Again, includes the portal. We start Monday. The portal February also starts Monday. And I think that's it. Egg chooses the sperm. Sit with that. Anchor into that. Journal about it. Look at where your energy is still seeking saving, seeking validation, seeking approval, asking for permission, apologizing, and not trusting the divinity of you. Not trusting your own divine intelligence within, your own wisdom. And here's the thing, sometimes we can't trust our own wisdom. Do you know why? Because it's clouded by trauma responses and conditioning and years and years and years and years and years of seeking saving outside of ourselves and making things mean something about us. So when you anchor into the truth of who you are and you begin to feel safe to trust your intuition, like truly trust it without perceptions clouding it, like misaligned perceptions, perceptions that allow you to just feel quote unquote right, that have a negative tilt or are keeping you stuck. When you can trust your divine intuition and it's anchored in your divine feminine power and in the magic of the void, everything feels so much more easeful. That's a whole other video. Okay, I love you all. I'll talk to you soon.